Welcome. My name is Erica Canlis, and I'm here to educate you today about Johnson & Johnson's Contingent Workforce Program. Let me start by asking, by show of hands, how often are you stuck late in the office until 6, 7, 8 o'clock? And think to yourself, I could use an extra pair of hands. As part of the ever-changing business environment and resources required to meet business needs, at times it's necessary to supplement the employee workforce with some contingent labor. As a result, Johnson & Johnson implemented an enterprise-wide program to simplify the resource acquisition process and get you that extra pair of hands that you need. Using the WorkSense framework, which is the name of the program, will help you to implement the critical elements to get the resources that you need that are in compliance with legal and U.S. tax regulations. You'll be able to fully use the value from the resources and suppliers that you're engaging with. According to industry research, it shows that companies that contract contingent labor are able to quickly reap the benefits. They can match highly performing talent, highly skilled talent with jobs and resources. They can scale their resources up and down and overall improve their organizational agility. So today, I hope you walk away with an understanding of the WorkSense program. 1, I'll be providing an overview of what WorkSense is. 2, we'll define each of the characteristics that define the various labor models. And 3, we'll do a review of the best practices that Johnson & Johnson adheres to. So first, let me provide an overview of the WorkSense program. So WorkSense, as I mentioned, is an enterprise-wide program for managing the contingent workforce. It's your one-stop shop for access to talent. It's administered in partnership with Kelly Services, a leader within the staffing industry. And Kelly Services acts as the managed service provider, or MSP, and we're able to leverage the expertise from Kelly, and they manage our supply base on our behalf. Through the program, it's a consistent approach across the enterprise for both internal requesters and suppliers. I had a chance to conduct an interview with Anthony Ryan, who's an industry expert and also our key account manager on the account. And he stated that across the industry, it's standard practice to have an MSP type model in order to make sure that we get the resources that we need and eliminate any potential risk from this classification. So second, let's take a look at the characteristics that define each of the labor models. The majority of the activity from a contingent labor standpoint falls within the staff augmentation or statement of work SOW model. First, the staff augmentation model, also known as temporary labor, as defined within the Johnson & Johnson policy, is temporary workers that are needed for a short amount of time that are employed by a third party and managed by Johnson & Johnson managers. As I mentioned, the need is there to supplement short-term staffing needs, and these employees, the temp workers, they perform similar services to other full-time employees across the enterprise. They're employed by one employer at a time, and they're paid on an hourly basis. The next model, statement of work, or SOW, Johnson & Johnson engages third-party companies to deliver a specific result or end product, again, as stated within the Johnson & Johnson policy. These companies that we're engaging for particular projects can offer a unique skill set or service that helps to benefit and get the results that we need. All of the deliverables are clearly defined within a scope of work, and the companies are paid upon meeting each of those deliverables. So the benefit, again, here is we're able to find the right talent the first time that we go out to market by clearly defining what the engagement looks like every time there's a need. Now lastly, let me take you through the guiding principles that govern the overall WorkSense program. According to the HR Society magazine, companies that have contingent workforce management programs need to take the appropriate steps to ensure that labor is being classified correctly to avoid the risk of co-employment or misclassification. Through WorkSense, we fully evaluate each of the engagements that we have to mitigate some of that risk and eliminate some of the financial or legal implications. We do proper background screenings on each of the candidates, and we execute full master services agreements and statement of works, again, to protect ourselves from undue risk. There's opportunity to optimize our supply base, in which we're constantly assessing the suppliers that we're using. We eliminate the ones that we don't need, and we add the ones that can add value across the enterprise. And lastly, there's potential for cost savings, which cost savings, money back to you that can be reinvested elsewhere. Through the program, we have competitive rates across the industry, So for staff augmentation engagements, we bid out every single requisition to make sure that we're getting the best price and the best resources available. For SOW engagements, we do cost-conscious scoping to ensure that the work that's being done is really met and defined against certain deliverables and it's being paid accordingly. So in conclusion, Johnson & Johnson's approach to contingent labor through the WorkSense program follows sound business practices that are in line with industry trends. I hope that you walk away with an understanding of what the program is, what it can offer, how we determine the labor strategy for each engagement along with the benefits, and the best practices that we have in place to protect the company from undue risk. So think about that 50 to 60 hour work week. Now we can turn it back into a 40-hour work week, give you back some of your time while getting you the resources that you need. Thank you.